Hi, I'm Luci Phipps of GuildfordYoga. Today we're going to work on a shortened version of the Sun Salutation. And I'm just going to show you first of all what it looks like, and then we'll talk through each of the elements in turn. So you'd start on all fours, you'd sit back, breathing out into child's pose, forehead to floor. As you breathe in, you come to all fours, slide the hands forward as you go, and then bending the elbows, come to the floor. Nice controlled movement, stretching the legs, breathing in for cobra, breathing out, release, breathing into all fours, and then we keep going. So it's a sequence of poses that are linked together with the breath. And I'd like to go through each of the poses in turn with some sort of details to make sure that you do it in the way that's most efficient and helps to protect your whole body from injury. So first of all, when it comes to child's pose, it's really important that your lower legs and feet are parallel to one another. Just be a little bit watchful that those toes don't turn in, heels turn out. Otherwise, you'll overstretch one part of the foot, understretch the other part of the foot, and you can cause knee issues. So from when you sit back, just glance back at your feet as you do so. Make sure they're nice and straight and they're parallel. When you breathe in, come to all fours, slide the hands further forward. In placing your hands on the floor, think about pressing down with the base, the sort of knuckle part of your index finger, and your three fingers, first three fingers, thumb, index and middle finger. That's the strongest part of your hand. Try and have the weight on that, and then spread all the other fingers out. As we come to the floor, ideally we keep the bottom lifted. So from all fours, you lift your bottom, slightly arching your back, bend your elbows, and bring your nose to the floor first. So this will strengthen the upper arms. And then you slide forwards onto the abdomen and pelvis. Stretch the legs once you're there, elbows in. If you find it quite difficult to do that, keeping your elbows in, be really watchful with what you do with your arms. If you stick your elbows out a lot, that position as you come to the floor, you can see there's a very sharp angle at the wrist, and it's not very good for the wrist. Over time, you'll get wrist injuries. So if you find it really difficult not to have the elbows sticking out, turn the hands slightly so that the hand, the bones in the hand and the bones in the forearm are all in one line, so you don't put the pressure on the wrist. But still have that feeling of coming to the floor, nose first, bottom lifted, then the chest, then the pelvis. And then you can bring the hands and the elbows in for cobra. And in cobra, press down with the tops of the feet in the pelvis, strong legs. As you breathe in, lift the chest, but only use your back muscles, don't use your hands. So it's really strengthening for the upper back. And then don't forget this rest period. You breathe out, rest, very briefly. And then you breathe in again, come up onto all fours. Try not to leave that pose out, it is important. So let's link all of that together. From all fours, fingers spread, make sure you get the weight on the strongest part of the hand, the index finger and the first three fingers, thumb, index and middle finger. Breathing out, sitting back in child's pose, glance at the feet, check feet and lower legs are parallel, forehead to floor. As you breathe in all fours, slide the hands further forward, ideally elbows bend alongside the waist. If you need to turn them out, turn the hands out as well to protect your wrists. Lift the bottom, nose, chest, pelvis to the floor. Then bring the elbows in. Breathe in for cobra, not using the hands. Breathing out, release. Breathing into all fours, and then let's keep going with your breath. Breathing out to child's pose. Good alignment of feet and legs. Breathing into all fours. Weight on the index finger. Breathing out to the floor. Stretch the legs when you're there. Breathe in for cobra, not using the arms. Breathing out, release. Inhale, tall fours. Exhale, sit back in child's pose. And so on, breathing in. Keep the bottom lifted. Breathing out. Strong legs. Breathing in. Not using the arm muscles. Breathe out, release. Breathe in to all fours. Breathing out, sit back. And so on. Let's do that twice more. And of course you could always do it more than that if you wish. Breathing out. In. And out. Always go at your own pace. Working in time with your breath. And once all of the poses become second nature to you, the sequence flows one pose into the next, and it begins to feel like a moving meditation. When you are ready to finish with child's pose. Arms by the sides, a rest for a few breaths. So thank you very much. You can find out more about my classes at guildfordyoga.co.uk. Take care.